this is a very, very important organization as far as baseball is concerned. That's right. You see, for example, you say, hey, I'm with the Padres, and you'd say, when did you become a priest? Or somebody says, I'm with the Twins, you'd say, where's your brother or sister? Somebody says, I'm with the Indians, you say, what tribe are you with? Yep. Somebody says I'm a Cardinal, you say, work hard, next step is to be the Pope. But when you hear Dodgers, you know it's Major League Baseball.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Serrao here at Camelback Ranch, joined by Doug Hughes. We are here for the Los Angeles Dodgers spring training trip. Doug, good to see you again.
Thank you for having me back here. Beautiful weather, beautiful place to be, Camelback Ranch. A season full of hope for every team in baseball. We've talked about this before. There will be some disappointments for many as the year goes on, but this time of year, everyone is hopeful.
And right now, the Los Angeles Dodgers doing very well. They're winning a lot of games, and that's a good thing.
It is a good thing, and we hope it keeps up.
Yes, yes, it's definitely going to keep up. Now, Doug and I have the baseball magazines, and I just want to show that he, of course, comes in from Washington, D.C., so the covers are a little bit different, and we're going to talk about the man that, on my cover here, Clayton Kershaw, who was a Cy Young winner this past season.
He was a Cy Young Award winner. He is a deserved Cy Young Award winner. This guy is awesome. He is a real deal. He is a stud. Every time he takes a ball and goes out to pitch, you can expect a good, professional, solid outing. He takes care of his body. He has a game plan. He knows what he's doing. Clayton Kershaw is the real deal, and he is fun to watch.
The real deal, and compared to Sandy Koufax a lot, and he was actually out here. He comes out every year to talk to Clayton, but it's just interesting that, such a big name to compare yourself to a legend, and
that's brutal, and it used to happen to people in various ways. People say, oh, this guy's the next Roberto Clemente. He's the next Reggie Jackson.
Yes.
I probably have compared 3 up-and-coming left-handers in my life to Sandy Koufax. It has been the kiss of death for each of them. So
maybe we shouldn't talk about that,
I'm not going to do it, but if I were to do it quietly, privately, I would say this guy has the same makeup. He has the same incredible tools that Sandy Koufax has. And Koufax was so far and away better than everyone else he played with in his era. It's wrong to compare, and who can compare across eras. But in terms of today's era, Clayton Kershaw, a left-hander with a blazing fastball, a big hook, and then some other stuff to keep you off base. He has a full array of pitches, and he uses them all. He uses them well. He is a joy to watch.
He is. And, off the field, he got married last year. He's been going to Africa. His wife has been going back and forth for humanitarian trips. They just wrote a book that we actually saw Clayton a couple weeks ago at the book party, and it's amazing that he is 23 years old and he has done so much with his life already.
Well, that's the problem, is guys like this, they make the rest of us feel bad about ourselves. Thank you, Clayton Kershaw, for that.
Yeah, Doug, maybe you should start doing a little bit more.
Well, we're on our way to Africa. We wrap this show up, we go to Africa, we open up a charity. I don't know what we have to do to keep up with Clayton Kershaw. We cannot pitch like him.
It's amazing, though. It really is. It's amazing that he knows to give back at such a young age. I think it's amazing, and, it shows on the field. It's a good thing.
He is a nice guy. I mean, when I first met him, you introduced to me at spring training a couple years ago, and he's calling me sir, which also made me feel old.
We told him not to do that
another way Clayton Kershaw makes us feel bad about ourselves. Do not call me sir.
Exactly.
But he is, he is the real deal. There's no pretense about him.
No.
There's no messing around with him. He's not a particularly playful guy. He's a nice guy. He is sincere in what he does. He is focused on what he does. And for a left-hander to have the tools he has and the way he deploys them, my recommendation to people is figure out what days Clayton Kershaw is going to pitch.
And make sure you attend every Dodger game.
Chavez, Ravine on those days. Or at least tune in the TV and tape it. Kids, if you're watching and want to learn about how to pitch a game, how to set up pitchers, how to work your way through a game from the early part to the later part, how to work in at bat, how to get yourself out of trouble, all things that Clayton Kershaw specializes in, very good at. Just a full set of tools. His toolbox is jammed. He can't even close his toolbox.
Well, and Doug, he is playful, but actually he knows you're a Redskin fan, and being a Cowboy fan like myself, he's more playful with me than you, so sorry about that.
We're going there.
Sorry, I had to go there.
We do not need to go there. So finally we found an Achilles, a flaw in Clayton Kershaw. He's a Cowboys fan.
Not a flaw. Not a flaw.
Well, and I'd forgotten he was from Texas. If you look up his record when he was a high school kid, the level of dominance he had as a high school player in Texas, which is one of their not many baseball states, Texas, Florida, California. Clayton Kershaw was utterly dominant as a high school player. A lot of guys are dominant as a high school player. Now he's a Cy Young Award winner. He has carried his dominance from childhood up into adulthood, and it's
pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
Amazing stuff. Now, Matt Kemp also had an amazing year last year, almost the MVP. Of course, Ryan Braun did get the award, but Matt Kemp, 39 home runs. He said, forget 40-40, I'm going for 50-50 this year. And you know what? He has got the stuff to do it.
And that is brash. The 50-50 club, which is 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases, does not exist.
Well, you've done it before, right?
in my mind, many times in my mind.
Good.
As with many of my successes.
There you go. In your mind, yes.
The 30-30 club used to be the standard by which power and speed players were judged. The 30 home runs, the 30 stolen bases. That was an exclusive club to be in. Jose Canseco opened up the 40-40 club. The 50-50 club has not been incorporated. It does not exist in any state.
Well, I think Matt Kemp has a shot at that.
He has a shot at it, and there are a few guys who have a shot at it. He's one of them. That is, it's bold talk to be talking about 50-50. It's fun talk. Why not? It's spring training. He is, if there's anyone who could do it in baseball right now, it is he.
Doug, talk about Matt Kemp as far as being a hitter and a power hitter. I mean, he's really kind of coming into his own. We've seen him kind of progress over the years, and last year he had the breakout year. So is it just assumed that this is the guy and he's going to continue that way?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think he's coming into his own. I think he is in his own.
In his own. He's there.
He's there. He is an MVP quality player. He does everything. He has power. He's just power up the middle. Good teams are strong up the middle. He's a center fielder. He has all the tools to play that and more. He has an unusually good arm for a center fielder. But,
he does.
To hit for average and power and to drive in runs on a club where he doesn't have as many people on base, has not historically had as many people on base as some other players who are driving in runs on clubs where they have, it's easier for them to drive in runs.
Exactly.
He's been on a team where it's harder to drive in runs, and he's driven in a ton. And yeah, I think he has arrived. He is, I believe, in his prime. He shows no sign of getting out of his prime. You don't hear people saying he's getting over the hump. He's just at that hump, and he wants a nice long flat hump, and he's shown no sign that he's going to do anything other than to continue to deliver that high product. That's why we're talking about Clayton Kershaw. These two guys on the same team.
Amazing. Now, there are a few more guys on this team that actually.
Really? Are there other guys?
Well, just a couple. Just a couple. Yeah.
Who else do you have?
Well, let's see. I have Loney and Ethier, who also are ready for a bounce back season. You know, Ethier has had some amazing runs over the last couple of years. Of course, he had the finger injury after he was on that long streak and did very well, and then that kind of set him back a little bit. And then last year he had the consecutive streak, you know, which was amazing as well. So if these guys have years, great years this year, we're talking about a stacked team here with the Dodgers. People kind of say it like third place, but I think a little higher than that, actually.
Could be third place, second place. To win this division is going to be hard for them. Ethier, I love his swing. I've always loved his swing.
Yes.
This puts me in a non-exclusive club. A lot of people love Ethier's swing. It's a quick power swing.
Right.
I like it more than Loney's swing if we're going to talk about the corners.
Okay.
And
yeah,
we are. Loney's swing a little bit longer, a little bit less powerful, not as quick to the ball. I would shorten his stroke up and bring his hands a little closer to the ball if he were to ask me, which has not yet.
Not yet. Well, actually,
happened.
yeah, he might though.
Any minute
it's
now.
early here.
In spring training, Loney may come along and say, Doug,
yeah,
help me with my swing.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. So he's going to continue on with what he's doing, and he's fine. All I'm saying is that Ethier, I believe, is a plateau above. He has a beautiful swing. He is a very focused player. He also, we were talking about who's playful and who's not. He was a little more playful when he was younger. He has grown up. He is now a serious Major League Baseball player.
Very serious baseball player
with a serious swing that delivers both average and power, and I would expect a lot of good things out of him. This is a great outfield to have Kemp and
Ethier
in the same outfield.
Exactly.
This is a treat. Most teams don't get that luxury. And then a Kershaw on the mound, and another, we haven't talked about Ted Lilly at all, another left-hander.
Yes.
An odd amount of quality left-handed pitching.
You like Ted Lilly, don't you?
I do like Ted Lilly.
You're a Lilly fan.
I like left-handers with crafty array of stuff, and you have two of them. You have Clayton Kershaw, head and shoulders kind of above everybody, but once you get below the head and shoulders and into where the body is and the rest of us live, there's Ted Lilly, and he's up high. He's near the shoulders. He's a upper chest level pitcher. I like watching him pitch.
And he did quite well last year as well.
A very professional pitcher, quality stuff. Yeah, I would have myself in Chavez Ravine on any night when a lefty is pitching.
And by the way, quick little story here. You know, last year all of the pitchers sort of got together to see who could have the most hits and home runs, and they had a little pool going on. So we'll have to see if they're going to do that again this year. I don't think it's a bounty exactly. I just think it's a little pool, just a waiting pool. So
I do not like watching pitchers try to hit. You'd have to pay me to watch pitchers try to hit.
But they did pretty well. It was fun.
A pitcher can get a bunt down. That is a thing of beauty. And all pitchers, any major league pitcher, should be able to bunt. If you're going to be a National League pitcher, you should be able to bunt, and that's something they work on here at spring training. That's
all
feature.
The time.
A pitcher who can actually hit is highly unusual. You find a few veterans. It tends to be the big guys who can hit. And Kershaw is so physically talented and takes such tremendous. He does everything. He takes tremendous care of himself. He is a strong guy. He's a young kid. He's incredibly flexible. You see him working on his body. He is unlikely to get injured. That's the other thing. He probably will get 33, 34 starts this year. But most guys won't get that. They will be hurt at some point and won't be able to crank out those numbers. Clayton Kershaw puts himself in a position by the way he works to get a lot of starts. And Ted Lilly's fine. He's an excellent left-hander. I think he's fun to watch too. Unusual to have the two left-handers, and I think it's a fun feature of this season for this team. Very fun, very fun.
Now there are some new Dodgers as well, and we're going to go to our correspondent David Gascon, who catches up with the new boys in blue.
As a veteran player, what's it like being here, starting spring training with the LA Dodgers?
Well, it's special. I mean, I live in Arizona. It's always special to have spring training in Arizona. Florida can be tough sometimes, but you can't beat it. Being a Dodger, getting ready for the season, we feel that we're going to be a very good team, and we just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, as far as expectations go, you know, talking about this club, they actually played well at the second half of last season. Any of that momentum carrying over to this year with the guys?
Oh, we hope so, and that's one of the things that drew me to this ball club. I got a chance to see them when I was with the Brewers last year. The second half that they had, a team that's, you know, put together pretty well, you know, with young talent, James Loney, Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, and the exciting D. Gordon. So we feel with those guys, the guys that we've added, and the pitching staff that we have, we feel we can compete with anybody.
Okay. Well, yeah, as far as that, you're going from a club, you know, Prince Fielder, Ryan Braun, and now you're going over here with Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier. What's it like playing with these guys now?
Well, I think it's going to be fun. You know, last year we had a very good team, you know, in Milwaukee, and we felt we had one of the best teams in baseball. We ran into a hot Cardinals team, but that's the end of the game. But here, and we feel we have just as much talent, but we just got to prove it on the field. You know, we just got to come together as a team and play good baseball. If we do that, I think the good thing's going to happen.
It's always fun coming to a new team, especially a team with the talent that these guys have, and it's fun to be part of.
Yeah, you know, as a veteran player, what kind of additions are you looking to bring to this club? Something different in the mix?
Whatever they ask of me, you know. Just do it when I'm called upon, and try to be ready, and you know, be a good teammate, work with these guys, you know, all that good stuff.
Hey, you're coming to a team that finished strong at the tail end of last season. Any kind of momentum you think will be carrying over to this year with these guys?
Well, I think for those guys, absolutely, you know, something to build on. But for the new guys, just try to fit in and really try to, you know, play the kind of baseball we always have, and you know, I think it'll be a fun year.